All right, welcome to Top Talkers. Today we have Michael O'Byrne joining us from CTV News at noon. Great to have you here. Annette's switching gears. Melanie Allums is away traveling overseas, so nice to have you here in this chair.
Thank you.
And John Brenner, of course, joining us from CFRA. Okay, here's the fun. This was a lot of dialogue this morning talking about this topic. But Shoppers Drug Mart recently had huge complaints. They just switched over to playing full-time Christmas carols within their stores. They had massive complaints, and they have then yanked them from reaction via Facebook and complaints coming in that they will let you know in further notice when they'll actually restart replaying them. Consumers had to say. They walked into the store, they said it's too soon, it's too early. What are your thoughts?
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but inside it's so delightful. I love Christmas music. Bring it on. As soon as we hit November, as far as I'm concerned, bring it on. I wonder how massive the outcry was. You know, in this day and age of political correctness, you know, maybe a few people complained. Was that enough to turn them around?
No, it was. There was quite the number. I think there were 4,000
like
people reacting right away. So,
well, isn't it 4,000 people who actually, when they put it on the Facebook page, said they liked it? Isn't that where the 4,000 comes from?
Is that the number?
As
Maybe
opposed
that's
to
the number.
4,000 people actually complaining at, you know, going in and complaining. I don't know. A little too much political correctness for me. I love it.
I love it too. But that being said, I love Christmas music. But there was somebody that actually posted a comment, and it's in the article we read this morning, the Globe, that on the Facebook page of Shoppers Drug Mart saying, okay, why not can we just wait until after Remembrance Day? I would tend to agree with that. I think that's probably the most appropriate. It gives a little bit of time so that we can honor, you know, that time right now for focus on Remembrance Day, and then kick it into gear. And hey, you know what? You have a choice. You don't have to listen to it, or you can not shop there if you're really dead set against it or whatever. Yeah. I personally love the Christmas music, and someone else posted on their website, well, how's that any different from hearing, you know, Justin Bieber's new song 12 months of the year?
So true.
John, what are your thoughts on this?
I like the graduated method. That's where the stores, and for all I care, they can start in September if they want to, but play it at, you know, level 1, and then maybe a couple of weeks later just notch it up a bit, you know, so by the time you get to the end of November, you're at about a 6 or a 7, and then you can just go full throttle for the last couple of weeks of December, but just kind of, you know, bring it on gently.
Okay, now I don't celebrate Christmas, you know, but I'm involved, and in society we are all involved in the whole, you know, holiday atmosphere. One thing to kind of start to get into things, I agree with the November 11th, and in terms, as soon as Halloween was over, the next day you walked into stores, it was like, everything was the Christmas
Costco
decoration.
had Christmas trees in August.
But we're not talking about what they're selling. But do you find that it's almost overload, that by the time you guys have this one day, by the time you've gotten through these 2 months of lead up, that you're almost, it's enough, like it's lost its sense that there's just too much of it prior to the climax? No?
I'd have to disagree with that, because if we believe the stories that we like to regale ourselves with, Christmas isn't just a day, it's a feeling. Okay, and if you think of it that way, geez, maybe we like to have this feeling 12 months a year. You know, like just that,
yeah, I'd
you know,
have to agree with you.
This whole lightness of being and
giving
is it lightness? It sounds like it's stressful. Any person that I've talked to, it seems like it's stressful. It's making your list and getting to the mall and finding the deals. Like you can't tell me there's no anxiety associated with this holiday.
Well, it is what you make of it. If you want to make it a stressful thing, and you know you got to buy all presents for everybody you know and their brother and their dog, well, then you may be doing that to yourself. If you tone it down a little bit and kind of remember, okay, people don't have to all have presents. You know, in my family, I know we've gotten away from buying for everybody. It's kind of like, let's just buy something for the kids. They're the ones who, you know, really want the presents. What do we need? I don't need to buy my sister another sweater. So we've kind of toned down that and, you know, turned to other ways of giving. You know, last year we did the gifts for World Vision, and that felt really good. Everybody was crying Christmas morning at what an awesome thing that was. So we've kind of changed our tune a little bit. We don't get wrapped up in the commercialism and all the gifts and all that. We kind of just, you know, like John says, kind of the spirit of, you know, just being with family and friends and lots of food and all that kind of stuff.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah.
I've got a grandchild now, and I'm looking forward to this Christmas like you wouldn't believe. You know, he's going to be 10 months old at Christmas time. And we just can't wait for Brody to get under the tree and start ripping the gifts apart.
Yeah.
But he's going to be brought up by his mom and dad, really understanding what the meaning of Christmas is all about. You know, we're Catholic. He's going to be baptized in a couple of weeks, and So a lot of it is about the Christian lifestyle, but a lot of it is about the feeling of fun and the feeling of giving things to other people, because the best part of Christmas is buying something for somebody else and having them open it and seeing how much they appreciate whatever it is, however big or however small. It's the meaning of the present.
And who cares if the Christmas trees are out already? Yes, you're right. They've been out at Costco for a long time.
No, they haven't. I think items is one thing. I think, you know, definitely the customers had their say walking into the Shoppers Drug Marts and saying we're not ready for it. It'll be interesting to see, I think, as companies really start to build. We've already started to see major changed the decor aspect, and I think people are getting into it. How many days were 49? Is that it? 49
said
days.
Are those calendar days or well, I guess we don't have shopping days anymore because every day
Every
day's
day
a
is a
shopping
shopping
day.
day.
Now, was there a particular irritating song in the consumer backlash? I'm just thinking that stores ought to play more Twisted Sister Christmas.
Right? is that your gradual
Twisted.
start with the rock kind of ballads
exactly,
in and then
it
end with
just
Bing
shakes
Crosby?
things up a little bit.
You have to give Shoppers Drug Mart credit, though. At least in the news release, they use the word Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a whole other debate, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not
Absolutely.
that's acceptable anymore.
I'm sure it's going to be another top talker as we lead into this season. I think keeping in mind, too, we've got the poppies on that. Will continue right through until after the November 11th ceremonies. But that right now is on the forefront of a lot of people's minds until after that.